This Monday evening, we're also heading over to our state house. Lawmakers say they're putting together new rules that are going to go in place to block homeschool students from using state vouchers intended for private school parents. A new budget provision is making changes to our state's Education Scholarship Trust Fund program. Our News 19 reporter Josie Frost diving into new rules and why some homeschooled families are pushing back right now.
Last year, the Department of Education allowed around 1,000 homeschool students to be admitted into the state's Education Scholarship Trust Fund program. But lawmakers say that was never what they intended when they created the program, and now they're considering a proviso that would put an end to it. And some families are caught in the middle.
When I found out that the scholarship fund would offer me this amount, I mean, that was like a great burden relieved.
Heather Hook applied earlier this year to get thousands of dollars from the state's Education Scholarship Trust Fund program to pay for expenses to homeschool her two sons.
We've already talked about piano lessons and marine biology and so many of the other things that we could potentially do to just enhance their education.
But that's something lawmakers say they never intended when they authorized the program. In its first year, the program allowed up to 10,000 students to get up to $7,500 for private school tuition or other expenses, and the program would grow each year after it was implemented. But around the start of the school year, lawmakers found out the Department of Education allowed around 1,000 homeschool students to enroll and get some of that money. Senate Education Chair Greg Hembry says lawmakers clearly excluded homeschool students from the law because homeschool programs didn't want the regulations that came with it.
They were loud and consistent about that, and we heard them, and we did not include homeschoolers in this program, very specifically at their request.
Now, a proposed one-year law in the budget would put an end to that. It would say that the homeschool students that already got a scholarship for the 2025-2026 school year could be grandfathered in next year. In the meantime, lawmakers tasked the state's Legislative Audit Council to investigate how the funds are being used and get data on whether ineligible families are being admitted. Homeschoolers in the state, by law, have to be enrolled into one of three options. It binds them to either a local school district or an independent group to satisfy the compulsory attendance requirement. But Hembry says when the department created option 4, it created a new program for homeschoolers that wasn't written in the law.
I mean, it made a policy decision within their four walls of the department, and they've gotten out of their lane, I mean, quite frankly.
But Hook's kids would not be eligible under the current proviso. They were approved for next year, but since they weren't enrolled this current year, they would not be grandfathered in.
We need the assistance. It would do amazing things for my children.
Now, this proviso is not final yet. The Senate this week will take up the state budget, but there's still several more weeks on both sides before it's finalized. Reporting at the State House, Josie Frost, News 19, WLTX.
Josie, thank you so much.